Hi, my name is Tomo. I'm Japanese. I grew up in Tokyo as a pastor's kid. And for the past 13 years, I've been serving in rural Japan with my husband as a missionary myself. And we've been partnering with the Japanese churches in the area. And today I want to share with you the importance of communication when you're working with a Japanese pastor or a Japanese church. And there's a specific term I want to talk about in this video, which is the one in the title. It's called Horenso. Horenso is kind of like a Japanese version of an acronym, and it's also a play on words because it means spinach. But in this case, when it's spelled in this way with these characters, it doesn't mean spinach. It means something about the communication. So the first letter, ho, stands for Houkoku, which means to report to someone what you have done. And then the second letter is ren, which stands for Renraku, which is to relay relevant information. And the third letter, so, stands for Soudan, which means to consult with someone about something. And this term is a pretty common term in Japan, very well known, not just in the church, but Japan-wide. And it's considered to be the standard of good communication. So basically what this Horenso means is when you're working with a Japanese pastor or a Japanese church, make sure you keep them in the loop. It's not that you're obligated to do so, but when you do this, make a habit of communicating. It shows respect and it builds trust. For example, sometimes as a missionary, we go on missions retreats or conferences, and we have to go back on our home assignments in our home country. And all of these things are aside from the church, the local church you're serving at. It's not part of your ministry involvement at the church. And I think a lot of times when a missionary starts to work with the Japanese church, the mission and the church might exchange the MOU document or the Memorandum of Understanding, where these things are defined. And so I think these kinds of absences are understood to be under the mission's discretion and not the local church. However, it certainly helps to kind of show respect and build the trust again if you communicate those kinds of absences beforehand to the Japanese pastor or the church leadership. Especially like if you're going to miss a Sunday or something, maybe let the pastor know, which is the Renraku part, like a month in advance or something like that. I think they would appreciate that. If it's possible, even offer to schedule your home assignment around like a major church event that they could use your help with. If you're going on a personal vacation, also let the pastor know, which is again the Renraku part. Not that you need permission from him to go on vacation, but it just shows respect. You might feel like you're maybe overburdening him with communicating all these personal matters all the time. But I think most pastors in general in Japan would appreciate you keeping him in the loop when it comes to where you're going to be. Another example would be some significant personal events like engagement or marriage or, moving or pregnancy, things of that nature. In the Japanese church culture, oftentimes those kinds of personal, like big personal events and the announcements of it is considered to be the church's matter more than just the individual's matter. So not all churches, but oftentimes it is helpful or desirable to go talk to the pastor first before you tell everybody else, hey, I'm getting engaged, or hey, I have this pregnancy I want to announce. So that would be the Houkoku part. And then ask him, when would be a good time to announce that? So that would be the Soudan part. Consult with him, ask him. Now, there can be debates about whether that's a healthy biblical church culture or not. And again, not all churches have this kind of culture. But as of now, it's just the reality in many churches in Japan. And it's helpful to be aware of that for you as a missionary. Now, I think part of the reason why they do this is because they feel a great sense of responsibility over you, and they want to know these things in case of emergency and whatnot. Now, sometimes pastors can take it a little too far and have too much power and control over personal matters of their church members and missionaries. Remember, you don't need their permission to go on vacation or announce your pregnancy, and you don't have to report everything you do to the pastor. So if you feel like the pastor is maybe exerting a little too much control over personal matters, maybe go talk to someone at your mission or someone who can help you navigate what to do in that situation. But for the most part, with most pastors, they just want to know, and it's just a respectful thing to do on your part, especially if you have an official partnership with the church. So that's what I wanted to share with you today is the Horenso and the importance of communication with the Japanese church. Feel free to comment and share your experiences when it comes to communication in Japan. And I hope this helps. And thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.